Happy Tuesday, everyone. I hope you had a great 3-day weekend and I hope you were able to get some rest. So, moving forward, I just want to let you know that our gradebook is live. And last week on Tuesday, I assigned your narrative as argument graphic organizer that is in for a grade. And I do have quite a few people that have yet to submit it. So make sure you do ASAP. Otherwise, that's going to be your first zero. We don't really want that. So if something's going on, make sure you let me know. Then we're going to continue on with our purpose paragraphs today. And then at the end of this week, you'll have another assignment that'll be in the gradebook. So just kind of start monitoring Hack. And if you have questions about your grades, excuse me, make sure to reach out. Okay, so we're going to continue on with another example from our purpose chart. So if you remember Friday, I chose one of our reflect and express examples, my first one, about the good and bad examples of virtual learning. And so down here, I decided I was going to write one about the 5 different ways that education has been impacted by the pandemic. So I started that here. You'll notice I still use my personal my personal experience, and I still want you to do that, okay? So obviously, whatever you wrote throughout all of these, you have opinions about, otherwise you wouldn't have written them down. So I just want you to continue on with the next thing that you have the most to say. So for mine, I want you to pay attention to kind of what I'm doing, okay? How am I structuring it? Where am I putting my personal examples? Because I'm going to want you to do something similar. You don't have to choose, analyze, and interpret today, but any of the other ones besides express and reflect, you'll kind of approach them similarly. So mine says, as a result of our current situation, education has been greatly impacted. For me personally, as a teacher, there are at least 5 ways the current global pandemic has changed how we see education. First, people are more aware of how important socialization is in a school setting. Second, technology is a huge barrier for students to gain access to their learning and for teachers to deliver instruction. Third, for parents who work full-time, including us as teachers, communication between all of us is now more than ever of the utmost importance. Fourth, education is no longer just in control of teachers. Students have way more responsibility on their shoulders, which is both a good and a dangerous thing. Lastly, our situation has made it clear that everyone has opinions on how education should be structured and provided, yet still the expertise of professional educators has yet to be the basis for decision makers. While I agree that these times can be frustrating, we should be focused on looking to those who can help us through challenging times in schools. Obviously, I'm talking about teachers, right? Like those of us that can help you, we want to help you. But how can we if it seems like the world isn't really consulting us on things, right? It seems that way. Sometimes people have it better, sometimes people don't. But that's my personal experience. If people were to ask me, hey, how do you think you should deliver instruction for students? I'd be like, number 1, ask them, ask kids. And number 2, not the way you're telling us to do it. That's for darn sure, okay? Because there's a lot of things that we know as teachers that are good for you and aren't good for you in terms of your academic life. So purpose paragraph number 2, you're choosing another one different from Friday's assignment. And if you have yet to do Friday's assignment, just move on and do this one. You're going to have 3 different opportunities. And on Thursday, you'll see which ones I'm grading. So if you haven't done them, you kind of have another opportunity to get your life together. If you have done them, it's really only helping you in the long run. And you'll have really good examples to choose from rather than just kind of one you kind of rushed through and it wasn't really your best. So again, here are your options. You can upload a picture of the paragraph you wrote in your notebook. You can write the paragraph, excuse my typo, directly into the Create tab above the directions, or you can upload the Google Doc by going through resources. So however you did it Friday is how you're going to do it today. If you didn't do it Friday, make sure you try it because you have another one of these coming up on Thursday. Okay. So I just want to remind you that Gradebook is live. Some of you are getting some absences because you're not logging into Schoology by the time we have our class period and you're not reaching out to me. A lot of you still don't have Remind, so it's difficult for me to reach out to you, and then I have to go through your parents, which I just don't want to go there. It's really not that big of a deal, so let's not make it so dramatic. Communicate, people. Communicate. I know teaching writing on a computer is tough, but I'm here to try to make your life easier and help you work smarter and not harder. So I just want to reiterate that, just remind you what I'm here for, and to make sure that you start making time to come and see me on Zoom, either during our class period or during my tutoring times. But let me know what I can do, and I guess that's it for today. All right, we'll see you later. Have a good one.